Hello again and welcome back to Some Climbing News. I've been away for a whole week. That's my bad. I was sick, and since there wasn't all that much going on, I thought I'd give myself a little bit of time to recover. So, back to business. Let's get the show started. And starting us off today, man, we just may have gotten the 5th ever 515D or 9C in the world. Or maybe even harder. Probably not, though. I would, yeah, definitely not. I clickbaited you. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's totally my bad. Probably won't have or can't say 515D or harder, like 516A or 9C plus until one of the 515Ds in the world actually gets repeated. Anyways, Jorge Diaz Rullo finally has managed to climb Café, Colombia, his mega project in Margalef, Spain. It's a route that he's been very much obsessed with for like the past, 5 years. Since the pandemic is freaking long, man. 240 sessions, which is just, that's just nuts. That's a whole other level of dedication. And man, look, Jorge is one of those dudes that I feel like is kind of slept on by the climbing community at large. Maybe even a bunch of you are literally staring at your screen right now, blank face, going like, fucking, who? Jorge Diaz Rullo, man, I just told you, that's who. Dude's been at the top of the climbing game for years. He's only 26, possibly 27. I don't really know for sure, and yet I call myself a journalist. Do I actually call myself a journalist? Not really. Look, Jorge's current tick list features the likes of 4 9B plus 515C routes, including Move and Change, both Ondras in Flat Anger, and Bibliography in Ceus, originally FA'd by Alex Megos. He's also got his own personal FA, Mejorando la Samfaina, which Samfaina is like it's a Spanish ratatouille, I guess, kind of. It's a Catalan dish, it doesn't really matter. Point is, 4 9B plus routes is more than Megos' 3. He's got 10 9Bs, which is, if I'm not mistaken, the 4th most in the world, including routes like Chris Sharma's Sleeping Lion, La Planta de Shiva, freaking El Bon Combat, which we will be talking about soon. And like, this dude has climbed over 100 routes above 9A 514D. And he once walked up to me while I was on the kilter board working a problem called Hinter My Land at 60 degrees, which is freaking 8A V11, and he goddamn campused it in front of me. And I have yet to get over that, because right now my climbing is completely fucking gone to shit. I've gone the way of John Sherman at the beginning of Old Man Lightning. I'm fat, I'm lazy, I'm drinking too many delicious beers, but I genuinely freaking thought that the moment I reached 7C plus or higher, I'd never have to worry about someone campusing my proj. Boy, was I wrong about that one. Thanks, Jorge. It was really cool to see that. Also, Hinter My Land, not a very campusable boulder. If anybody out there is a kilterboard person, probably can tell you. Reason I bring all this up, though, is that my guy is strong as hell, and he's got the resume to back up the fact that if a route feels hard for him, it's probably going to be very freaking hard for everybody else. And Café Colombia, in this case, is no exception. So here's what you got to know about it. So we're basically dealing with a 30-meter long, 45-degree overhung thing of sharp-ass limestone full of horrific little pockets with basically little to no rests. Jorge has basically divided the route into 2 parts. You've got the first bit, which he's called Café Solo. It's a proposed 9B route that is still completely unrepeated. He says it's 9B, but he also has said that he's done the thing so many times that he wouldn't necessarily rule out the possibility that it could very much even be harder than 9B. So you do a 9B, which, by the way, is 515B, up to a really bad rest, quote-unquote, where he apparently can only really shake out like 2 or 3 times and barely ever even manages to recover. And from there, you have the upper crux section, which is a 9A route that he apparently also believes could more or less double as like a 8B V13 boulder problem in total. Throw that into Darth Grader, even though they kind of really dislike the idea of Darth Grader in the first place, but whatever, I guess it kind of is helpful, I suppose. It says that the whole thing is probably 9C or very hard 9B plus. I don't know. Do with that information what you will. Hate me because I absolutely, definitely clickbaited you, but it is what it is. I don't know. Jorge has yet to comment on the grade himself. I'd personally doubt that he will or wants to. He might have to if it comes to like sponsorship pressure sort of thing, but I get the impression that he kind of feels like he doesn't have the resume to propose 9C 515D, which is, I don't know, not necessarily true in my opinion. A little bit of a separation from the emotion of it all goes a long way probably. So maybe he'll say something in the future. I don't know. Anywho, just absolutely massive congratulations to a fellow Spaniard. Love seeing that shit. Represent. And also, just gonna leave you guys with the video of his reaction, because from what he sent, because it's really freaking rad. It's awesome. I love it. I hope he's just having an incredible time right now, celebrating in like his accomplishments and just feeling great about himself, man. Like, it's awesome. Anyways, check it out. Here you go. Next, and we all know this by now, but Adam Ondra is insane. Dude just sent his 4th 8C flash, which is just kind of goes to show that it doesn't really matter how good you think you are. There's always going to be someone out there somewhere that will be able to freaking flash your proj, or in my case, campus it, the way Jorge did to me. So in this case, 4th 8C V15 is emotional landscapes, a boulder problem. That's yet again one of those boulders that have received the elusive 8C plus grade as a proposal. We're talking about a boulder in Maltaltal, Austria, that was FA'd by Clem Loscott in 2002. Also kind of cool, it's directly to the left of Mount Doom, which... am I gonna get into? I'm assuming he's tried it. We don't really know a lot of it. Anyways, Emotional Landscape was sent by 3 people after Clem, including Nale. God damn it, Nale, come back, we miss you, Hukataival in 2014, and that went nearly 10 years without a repeat because a crucial foothold broke. It wasn't until 2023 when Nikolai Uznik did what, Nikolai Uznik does, and the boulder was finally repeated. Now, Nikolai said he thought this thing was one of the hardest freaking boulders he'd ever done in his life, and so he graded it accordingly. 8C+, 16 big ones, the whole freaking kit and caboodle, or what have you. And it stayed that way until it was conveniently repeated twice and downgraded twice before Ondra's flash. Twice, as in downgraded to 8C by 2 different people. So, kind of similar to what happened with Celestite. Actually, basically the exact same freaking thing. When, where Pietro Vidi downgraded Celestite to 8C right before Adam flashed. So, I guess history repeats itself. Doing a lot of that lately. Kind of want that to stop. Let's, keep talking about climbing. It's a good distraction from all the destruction. Anyways, Ondra. So yeah, if there was any sort of question about whether or not Ondra is the best climber to ever live, I think this basically just puts that idea firmly underground. The idea that he's not. I mean, if everyone's here, Adam's way up there. He's so far up there, I think he's past the frame. It's not even freaking close. But there is one thing that I do want to talk about that I think is kind of interesting. I mean, I think right now everyone's already said everything that needs to be said about Adam. I'm assuming everyone's already even heard that he did this, so people might be skipping over this. But there's a question about media itself at the heart of all of this. Because the video of Adam was first shown to people on the Careless Talk podcast Patroon Discord. If you have no idea what any of the words I just said even mean, it's a Discord to which you get access if you are a patron of the Careless Talk podcast, hosted by Aiden Roberts and Sam Pryor. Shout out to them, they're pretty freaking great. Bunch of people in the Discord, and presumably one of them was there to watch Adam flash, recorded it, put the video on the Discord for their fellow patroons to watch and discuss. And now, as these things tend to do, the video was quickly posted to Reddit, I want to say 1 or 2 days before Adam announced anything, more or less. Where am I going with this? What I'm going with this is, do you guys think that that's kind of wrong, sort of? I mean, look, I have no idea if the video of Adam flashing was posted with Adam's permission or not, so I'm not necessarily trying to accuse anyone of anything. I actually don't even know who posted it in the first place. I can't help but think that it brings up a bunch of questions about a lot of things, specifically, Adam being one of our most public personas. To what extent are his sends really his, and really not the climbing communities at large, right? If you kind of have the opposite of this happening with Sean Bailey, where there were rumors upon rumors upon rumors about him having sent something big, the people who knew that he'd sent Duality of Man, but no one really said anything. No one leaked any real information, more or less out of respect for Sean and his wishes and his decision to keep everything a secret. Same with Connor Herson and Drifter's Escape. Although, to be fair, that's trad. No one really gives a shit about trad. Wide Boys have been in complete denial about that one for years at this point, and I say that as someone who thinks trad is really freaking rad. Objectively better than sport climbing, which is just like the pickleball of the climbing world. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is, I don't really know what my point is. I liked what Connor Herson said on the Test Piece podcast, that taking time from announcing his send allowed him to really bring a little bit of separation to the whole experience, that he felt let him gain more confidence about the grade he proposed. Jorge is basically going to be doing that, since he's not said anything about his thoughts on Café Colombia as of this moment. I think that's cool. I also think that not saying absolutely anything for an entire year about Ascent when you're a professional climber and your Ascent carries a certain amount of historical significance to this sport for marketing purposes is also kind of, dumb. Like, it's dumb if it's exclusively done for marketing reasons. If it's done for personal ones, I don't care. That's fine. Like, freaking even Sean Rabatou not posting about like 90% of the climbing he does is fine. Dude doesn't know a shit. I'd like it if he told us, and it'd be cool to know, but it is what it is. Which, if you follow the logical through line of what I just said, means that I think that Adam, despite how public his climbing is, owns his sends. Which means that if the video of him flashing this boulder was put out there without his consent to a public forum, well, that kind of sort of sucks a little bit, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, there's a definite difference between a private Discord server like the patroons of the Careless Talk podcast and a forum like Reddit Bouldering with like over 100,000 people following it. There's a couple of things I've heard rumblings on about that I know of that I'm not currently talking about because it seems crappy to do so. Because it seems crappy to do to the athlete. I don't know, it seems like the right thing to do, but what do you guys think? Should I spill the beans? Or should I not? I don't want to. It seems shitty. Anyways, let's move on. And moving on, because we have 2 more flashes to cover. This one's going to be a quick one, and I can't believe I'm not going to say this. It's just 2 8B V13 flashes that, the big of a deal as flashing V13 certainly should be. Next to Adam's V15 flash time live rampage, it's not fair. Anyways, first person we got to talk about, Noah Wheeler managing to flash Vecchio Leone literally only 2 months after a full pulley rupture, which is just disgusting. I don't know what to say, dude. Not the pulley rupture, like the fact that you can, be fully injured. An injury, mind you, that takes most climbers out for 5 to 6 months. And this dude is instead out there flashing people's lifetime projects. What? Fuck you, Noah. I'm kidding, of course. Obviously, it's incredible stuff, really actually freaking difficult to comprehend unless you consider the fact that to someone like Noah Wheeler, V13 is probably relatively easy. Because, if your current ceiling is V17 and you're talking about doing something freaking 4 grades below it, then, well, yeah, it tracks, right? Like, what, someone that's climbed a couple outdoor V6s with a hurt pulley is going to be surprised when he does a 2? Probably not, right? I mean, at that point, V2 is, somewhat warm-upable, right? At least outdoors, right? Not indoors where everything is super soft. It'll be tough, but you can climb that first go, right? 6th 8B flash for Noah, by the way. Dude's got 1 8B plus flash under his belt too, so not half bad. And speaking of V2, Giuliano Cameroni, my guy, he's fully back. A rare flash from him. Rare, I think, not because he's necessarily bad at flashing things, but because most of his, time is seemingly spent in areas where he grew up, and he's basically freaking tried literally everything. So, kind of can't flash something when you've already pulled on it. Even if you were 10 years old and it's been 20 years and you're a completely different person, height-wise and everything. Flash rules are rules for a reason. Anyways, second ever flash of an 8B V13 by Giuliano Cameroni. This time, a boulder called The Missing Piece. Also, interestingly enough, Jules' only other 8B flash is a climb called House of the Rising Sun, which he flashed as a first ascent. And that is decidedly not a very common thing. Usually FAs take a lot longer to get done than repeats because you have very little to no information, if anything. I think that actually might be the only time I could maybe see someone calling this whole thing an onsite. That's a whole other conversation though. What do you guys think though? First ascent flash, is that the only way to onsite anything when bouldering? Possibly. let me know. Oh, and by the way, I just totally freaking didn't say anything, but where I think I did, but I don't remember. Yeah, Jakob Schubert and Michael Piccolruaz sent Emotional Landscapes, downgraded it to 8C V15 from 8C V16. So yeah, set train. Good for them. And Ondra flashed. It was going to be a story, but kind of got overshadowed. Anyways, let's move on to Spain. As Ainhize Belar, first Spanish woman to send 9A 515A, has reported on the ground that she sent her fourth ever 9A route, the infamous Estado Critico. And Estado Critico has been done, I mean, how many freaking times? Who knows, a lot. It was bolted by Dani Andrada years and years ago, was sent by Ainhize Dufresne as its first female ascent. It took Laura Rogora two goes to do, which is nuts, but is perhaps most famous for being the first route to ever be on-sighted at that grade, 9A, by Alex Megos. It's the route that pushed him to stardom, route that put him on everyone's map, got him sponsorships from the likes of Patagonia and Red Bull that apparently pays so little the dude can't even afford to sleep in a hotel. Like, come on, dude, like, what the fuck? This is from Rock Punked, but like Megos not actually sleeping outside, middle of the road. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. Can we stop with the phony dirtbag stuff? Like, I get it's part of our ethos, sorta, but like, come on, man. Like, dude owns a freaking Rolex. Daniel Woods drives a BMW. There's money in climbing. No shame in that. It's fine. Not everyone has money in climbing, you know, especially not the people winning a World Cup with their incredible cash prize of 3,690 euros for first place. No, literally, like that's how much money first place got in Cachao last year. 8th place got 615 euros. That's fucking shameful. I mean, yeah, IFSC should be ashamed of themselves. Maybe that's why they changed their name to World Climbing, because they're ashamed of themselves, as they probably should be. It's ridiculous. Anyways, whatever. Fuck these people. Ainhize Belar sent Estado Critico. Took her very little time to do. She tried it last fall, fucked up the slab a couple times, came back to Ciudadana this year, and dispatched this thing in 2 goes as well. Easy money. Great stuff. I have no more to add. I think I probably rambled on enough. So let's move on. I'm going to keep the whole Spain thing going here for a second. Maybe I should just do this whole section in Spanish. Puede ser. A lo mejor no viene nada mal que escuches otro idioma, digo. Like que estoy hablando tanto en escalones españoles, pues es lo que. Anyways, I'm just kidding. I don't turn on the stupid AI translator thing yet. I'm still here. I got you guys. I'm going to tell you all about Alberto Gines sending El Bon Combat. Right? Freaking now. So, El Bon Combat is one of those super freaking well-known routes in the sport climbing world, particularly so because it was put up by Chris Sharma as a 9B/plus back in 2015. So basically 515B/C, which means, you know, really, really, really freaking hard. It then received a pretty, you know, sizable downgrade when it was repeated fairly quickly by Jakob Schubert 3 years later. Jakob basically kind of went on record saying he wasn't super sure about the grade, but that he couldn't take even 9B for the route. Basically saying he thought it was solid 9A plus 515A, and that's about it. Repeaters will say whatever. I don't know. That's basically what he said. Now, El Bon Combat was then repeated 2 more times, once by Felipe Camargo and another by Jorge Diaz Rullo, both of whom seemed to believe it was soft 9B, 515B, which, you know, fair enough. Now we move on to Alberto Gines, who, 1, took 6 sessions to do this thing. 2, it's his hardest outdoor ascent by far. Like, my guy is one of the most consistent lead World Cup climbers in the world. He's freaking always on the podium, no matter what happens, and yet his previous hardest route is 9A 514D, which, like, yeah, that's hard, but, you know, this is kind of small fries, right? Like, weirdly low for what you would expect one of the best comp climbers in the world to have done, especially given what seems to happen every time comp climbers step a single foot outside. So yeah, who knows? It seems he's not all that interested in climbing outdoors anyways, which is, you know, totally fine. You do you, Beto. It's fine. Anyways, Alberto has now also contributed to the downgrade. 9A plus 515A, in his opinion. No harder than that. And all I can personally say is fair enough. What am I going to do? Give an opinion on how hard a route I've never even seen in person before is supposed to be? You see any arms on this chair I'm sitting on? No. Because it's in fact not even a chair. It's a stool. Anyways, congratulations to Alberto Gines Lopez. Like I said, one of the best comp climbers in the world. Dude's got to send up on his YouTube channel, because apparently now everyone and their mother has one, and it's a good video. Go check it out. Link, description, you know the drill. Next, let's talk Ritsu Kayotani, getting the first ascent of new 8C plus V16 boulder problem. He's called Tampopo. And look, Tampopo, because I'm a 31-year-old man with the emotional maturity of a goddamn 5-year-old child, is now my new favorite word in any language ever. It means dandelion in Japanese, which just, for whatever reason, is massively unexpected, mostly because Tampopo doesn't sound like a freaking flower. Straight up total contrast to the worst word in any language ever, in my opinion. Freaking butter in French. Seriously? Beurre? France just... You name like a staple ingredient in your cuisine after the sound you'd make when you accidentally eat something British. The hell is that? Who does that? I'm from Europe. I apologize. I'm contractually obligated by everything to make fun of both France and the Brits at least once a month. It's just a part of how things work. Anyways, the boulder. 8C plus V16. In this case, it's one of those super long granite cave boulders that seemingly only exists in Japan. Like, I don't really know how or why that's a thing, but it's pretty freaking rad that they're out there. Just gigantic, super long roof climbs that are super intricate with crazy pockets and all kinds of weird stuff. It's awesome. Kind of similar to Nexus, and according to Ritsu, actually kind of similar to it in difficulty. So yeah, 8C plus. This is the low start to a lesser known 8C V15 boulder called Dendrobium, which was previously sent by Ritsu and first done by Japanese dark horse Akira Waku. His ascent is down in the description. Highly recommend you go and check it out, because it's a cool ass boulder. Why else would you go and check it out? It's awesome. Go watch it. And then in other news of people doing awesome stuff undercover, underground, whatever, he's always under something, guy, climber thing. Ceria is one of those dudes that probably is at the absolute top end of the sport, but like nobody seems to realize, simply because he just straight up doesn't post grades, though he's climbed everything hard in the world. Dude just sent Horizon V15 8C, and yeah, man, look, Ceria is one of those guys that very clearly does not focus on the difficulty of a boulder. Probably hurts his popularity. I'm down for it. I really don't care. He seems to have a really dope relationship with the difficulty in general, difficulty in general, and that he's constantly seeking it out. But rather than chasing a number, he's chasing climbs that he feels are both beautiful and challenging or significant in some way. And then he just does everything and refuses to give an opinion on how hard whatever it is that he did actually is. Which honestly is something I heavily respect. I think we'd all probably benefit a little bit for doing more of that, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Hands are tied. Can't do it. Horizon is awesome. Look at this freaking boulder. It's sick. I think it's cool. It's also famously the boulder that Ashima Shiraishi Ashima climbed when she became the first woman to ever send 8CV15, which she did when she was literally 15, which is wild. Anyways, huge congrats to Ceria sending one of the more, I guess, historically important boulders out there. Horizon is pretty sick. I have a lot of trouble pronouncing Ashima's name for whatever reason, but it is what it is. Let's move on. And then, am I gonna lightning? I'm gonna lightning round the ever-living crap out of this one. Unison 8C just was sent like freaking 3 times. Once almost flashed by Ondra, because of course it was. Then projected and done by Paul Robinson, who seems to be back in form, which is pretty freaking rad. Watch his video on it. It's there. Then finally by Jules Marchelin, who did it pretty freaking quickly. Next, we've also got Lee Sung-soo with a cool little repeat, Story of Two Worlds, which is always fun to see. Story was also sent by David Zane as his first ever 8C, if I'm not mistaken, so that's also pretty freaking rad. Then we got the Alabama Stash, Bern Burkhalter, with a repeat of The Nest, just kind of showing the climbing world that he's also back, and not just back, but fucking stronger than ever. And finally, Yannick Floé, making ridiculously quick work of defying gravity. Like, I literally must have done it in 20 minutes, because, I don't know. If you watch the video, A, Daniel Woods has to literally tell him where the hell to even go, so much so that he's messing up the sequence at the top, basically, and B, literally what Colin Duffy said in the comments. It took him longer to hike up there than it did to do the climb. So, yeah, not at all surprising. Like, it really is just absolutely insane how quickly all these people can climb 8C. And, it's hard to properly understand. And, yeah, that's probably why I had to just, do this so quickly. Boom, lightning round. There you go. I'd have given more detail. It's just, this video is gonna be way too long, and I don't hate my future self enough to make myself want to edit all this as much as I should. So that's that. I'm lazy at heart. Deal with it. Move on. And finally, J-Star sent a route called Trofeo del Adriatico in Arco. It's a 9A plus route, his 28th 9A plus route, according to his 8A.nu, which is just absolutely freaking crazy. That's just a wild number. And yeah, not much to add there for the moment. Dude's getting really, really close to his 100th 9A or above, so hopefully manages to do that real soon. J-Star's Jonathan Siegrest, in case anybody doesn't realize that. I'm going to move on. But hey, that was some climbing news. As always, thanks for watching. Apologies for the lack of consistency these past couple of months. Things have been absolutely crazy for me. And yeah, this is a one-man show. So like, I got to do all of it, which is fun, but also time-consuming. Anyways, if you'd like to support me, support the show, keep me motivated to do all this, don't forget to like, comment with your thoughts, hit the subscribe button, and hit the real subscribe button, bell thing, or whatever. I hope all of you guys have a great weekend. I'm trying my best to get back to a consistent schedule. So unless something goes wrong, again, I will see you guys on Monday. But until then, of course, and as always, go climb some stuff.